Marcus Chin stood outside the tall metal gate. His hands were shaking. 3 months without work. 3 months without money. His stomach was empty. His hope was dying. The house in front of him was strange. It was bigger than others on the street. Blue lights glowed on the walls. Symbols he could not read covered the door. Everyone in town whispered about this place. An alien widow lived here. Alone with her children. Marcus took a deep breath. This was his last chance. He pressed the bell. The sound was different. Not like a normal doorbell. It made a soft musical tone. His heart was beating fast. What if she said no? What if she sent him away? Where would he go then? The door opened slowly. A tall figure stood in the doorway. Marcus looked up. She was not human. Her skin was light blue like the morning sky. She had 4 arms. Her eyes were golden and bright. They looked sad but kind. Yes? Her voice was soft. Marcus tried to speak. His throat was dry. I heard you need workers. I can do anything. Cleaning, fixing things, gardening. Please. I really need work. She did not answer immediately. She just stared at him. Her golden eyes moved from his face to his old torn shirt. Then to his dirty shoes. Then back to his face. Marcus felt ashamed. He knew he looked terrible. Come inside, she finally said. Marcus could not believe it. She was letting him in? He walked through the door carefully. His legs felt weak. The inside of the house was beautiful. The walls were white and clean. Strange paintings hung everywhere. But something felt wrong. The house was too quiet. Too empty. Then Marcus saw the photos on the wall. The alien woman with a human man. They were smiling. Holding hands. There were pictures of children too. 3 small faces. Happy faces. But the man was not here now. Marcus understood. She was a widow. Her husband was dead. My name is Sarah, the woman said. She walked into the living room. Marcus followed her. Then he saw them. 3 small figures hiding behind a big chair. Children. 2 girls and 1 boy. They had blue skin like their mother. But their faces looked more human. Their eyes were watching Marcus. They looked scared and curious at the same time. Sarah sat down on the couch. She looked tired. Very tired. Sit, she told Marcus. He sat down on the edge of a chair. He did not want to make it dirty. You need work, Sarah said. It was not a question. Yes, Marcus answered. I will do anything. I am a hard worker. I promise. Sarah was quiet for a moment. She looked at the photos on the wall. Then she looked at her children. Then she looked at Marcus. I don't need workers, she said. Marcus felt his heart drop. No. Not again. He started to stand up. He had to leave. Wait. Her voice stopped him. Sarah stood up. She walked to the window. The blue lights from outside made her face glow. My children, she said slowly, they need something else. Something I cannot give them. Marcus did not understand. He waited for her to continue. She turned around. Her golden eyes were filled with tears. They need a father. The room became silent. Very silent. Marcus could hear his own heartbeat. He could hear the children breathing behind the chair. Did he hear correctly? A father? Was she asking him to be a father? But he came here for work. Just work. Nothing else. His mind went blank. He opened his mouth but no words came out. Sarah took a step toward him. My husband died 2 years ago. These children are growing up alone. They need more than a mother. They need balance. They need a male presence in their life. Marcus looked at the three small faces peeking from behind the chair. Their big eyes were staring at him. Hoping. Waiting. What was happening? This was supposed to be a simple job interview. But now? Now this alien widow was asking him to become a father to her children? I don't understand, Marcus whispered. Stay with us, Sarah said. Her voice was shaking. Not as a worker. As family. I will give you everything you need. Home. Food. Safety. In return, just be there for them. Be the father they lost. Marcus could not breathe. This was crazy. This was impossible. He was a stranger. A broken man with nothing. How could he be a father? But then he looked at the children again. The oldest girl was holding the younger ones. Protecting them. Just like Marcus used to protect his little sister before she was taken away. The memories hurt. Why me? Marcus asked. You don't know me. I could be a bad person. Sarah smiled sadly. My husband was like you once. Lost. Desperate. Alone. But he had something special inside. A good heart. I can see the same thing in your eyes. The youngest child, a tiny girl with big blue eyes, slowly walked out from behind the chair. She came close to Marcus. Very close. She looked up at him. Stay, she whispered. That one word broke something inside Marcus. Marcus looked at Sarah. Then at the three children. Then at the photos of the dead husband on the wall. Could he do this? Could a man with nothing become a father to alien children? What would people think? What would happen? But another question entered his mind. A more important question. Where else could he go? Marcus could not sleep that night. Sarah let him stay in the guest room. The bed was soft. Too soft. He was not used to comfort anymore. He stared at the ceiling. His mind was racing. A father? Him? He could barely take care of himself. How could he take care of three children? But that little girl's voice kept playing in his head. Stay? So simple. So hopeful. Morning came too fast. Marcus heard small footsteps outside his door. Whispers. Giggles. The children were awake. He got up and opened the door. All three children jumped back. They had been listening. Good morning, Marcus said quietly. The oldest girl spoke first. My name is Lyra. I am 10 years old. Her English was good but careful. The boy stepped forward. I am Kale. 7 years old. He was holding a toy spaceship. The little one hid behind Lyra. She did not speak. That is Nira, Lyra explained. She is 4. She does not talk much anymore. Not since Papa died. Marcus felt a pain in his chest. These children had already lost so much. I am Marcus, he said. It is nice to meet you all. Breakfast was awkward. Sarah made strange blue food that Marcus had never seen before. But he ate it anyway. It tasted sweet and warm. The children kept staring at him. Watching every move he made. Do you have children? Lyra suddenly asked. Marcus shook his head. No. I don't. Do you know how to be a father? Kale asked. Marcus was honest. No. I don't know how. The children looked disappointed. Sarah looked worried. But, Marcus continued, I can learn. If you teach me. Lyra's eyes brightened a little. Really? Really, Marcus said. After breakfast, Sarah asked Marcus to walk with her in the garden. The children stayed inside but watched from the window. I know this is strange, Sarah began. I know I am asking too much. But let me explain everything. They sat on a stone bench. The garden was beautiful. Purple flowers grew everywhere. My husband's name was David, Sarah said. He came to our planet 5 years ago. He was an engineer. Smart. Kind. We fell in love. She smiled at the memory. Everyone said it would not work. Human and alien. Too different. But we did not care. What happened to him? Marcus asked gently. Illness, Sarah said. Her voice became sad. A disease from his home planet. It came back. The doctors could not save him. She wiped her eyes. Before he died, he made me promise something. He said, find someone good. Someone who will protect our children. Someone with a real heart. Marcus did not know what to say. In my culture, Sarah continued, children without fathers are looked down on. People treat them badly. They call them broken. Incomplete. That's wrong, Marcus said, feeling angry. I know, Sarah agreed. But that is how it is. I have tried everything. I work hard. I give them everything. But it is not enough. They need a father figure. Someone strong. Someone present. She turned to face Marcus directly. I am not asking you to love me. This is not about romance. This is not about marriage. This is only about the children. Marcus understood now. This was a practical arrangement. A deal. You need a home, Sarah said. You need food and safety. I can give you that. In return, you just need to be there for them. Teach them. Protect them. Be the father they lost. It sounded simple. But Marcus knew it was not. What if I fail? He asked. What if I am bad at this? Then you fail, Sarah said. But at least you tried. That is more than most people do. Marcus looked at the house. The 3 small faces were still pressed against the window. Watching. Hoping. He thought about his own childhood. Growing up without a father. The emptiness. The questions that never got answered. The loneliness. He remembered his little sister crying at night. Asking where their father was. Why he left. Marcus never had good answers. Can I ask you something? Marcus said. Yes. Why me? Really? There must be other people. Better people. Sarah smiled. I have met many people since David died. Rich men. Successful men. Strong men. But they all wanted something from me. Money. Status. My body. She looked Marcus in the eyes. You are the first person who asked for work. Not for me. Just for a chance to survive. That tells me who you are. Marcus felt something strange inside. Respect. Someone actually respected him. I don't have anything, he said. No money. No education. No skills. You have hands, Sarah said. You have a voice. You have presence. That is all children really need. They sat in silence for a moment. A small bird landed near them. It was purple like the flowers. I will give you time to think, Sarah said. You don't have to decide now. But Marcus already knew his answer. Where else would he go? Back to the streets? Back to sleeping in cold alleys? Back to hunger and hopelessness? No. He could not go back to that. I'll do it, Marcus said. I'll try. I don't know if I will be good. But I will try my best. Sarah's face lit up. She looked younger suddenly. Happier. Thank you, she whispered. You don't know what this means. They walked back to the house together. When they entered, the children were sitting on the couch. Pretending they were not watching. Marcus is staying with us, Sarah announced. Lyra stood up. Really? For how long? Marcus knelt down to their level. For as long as you need me. Kale held up his toy spaceship. Can you play with me? Yes, Marcus said. Nira, the little one, slowly walked forward. She reached out her tiny hand. Marcus took it. Her skin was soft and warm. She looked up at him with those big eyes. Papa, she whispered. Marcus felt tears coming. He held them back. I'm not your papa, he said gently. Your papa was special. But I can be your friend. Is that okay? Nira thought about it. Then she nodded. That night, Marcus sat in his room. He looked at his reflection in the mirror. He barely recognized himself. Yesterday he was nobody. A homeless man begging for work. Today he was a father to 3 alien children. How did this happen? There was a soft knock on his door. Come in, he said. Lyra entered. She was holding a book. Can you read to us? Mama is tired. She always reads, but tonight she is too tired. Marcus took the book. It was in English. A story about a lost robot finding a family. Okay, he said. Let's go. All 3 children were in their bedroom. 2 beds. Lyra and Nira shared one. Kale had his own. Marcus sat between the beds. He opened the book. He began to read. His voice was not perfect. He stumbled on some words. But the children did not care. They listened carefully. Halfway through, Nira fell asleep. Her little hand was holding Marcus's sleeve. Kale yawned. Will you be here tomorrow? Yes, Marcus promised. And the day after? Yes. Forever? Marcus paused. Forever was a long time. But looking at their faces, he said, I'll be here as long as you want me. That seemed to be enough. Kale closed his eyes. Only Lyra was still awake. She looked at Marcus seriously. Do you promise not to leave like Papa did? Marcus's heart broke. Your Papa didn't want to leave. Sometimes bad things happen. But I promise I will try my best to stay. Lyra nodded slowly. Okay. That's good enough. Marcus finished the story. He stood up quietly. He turned off the light. As he walked to the door, Lyra whispered, Thank you, Marcus. He stopped. For what? For staying. Even though you're scared. I can see you're scared. But you stayed anyway. That's brave. Marcus realized this 10-year-old girl was wiser than she looked. Good night, Lyra, he said softly. Good night, Marcus. He closed the door. He walked to his room. He lay down on the soft bed. For the first time in months, Marcus felt something he had forgotten. Purpose. Meaning. A reason to wake up tomorrow. But deep inside, a small voice whispered. A warning. What if you fail them? What if you're not enough? What if something goes wrong? Marcus pushed those thoughts away. Tomorrow would come. And he would face it. But he didn't know that danger was already watching. Someone who did not want this family to succeed. Someone who had plans of his own. 1 week passed. Marcus was learning what it meant to be a father. It was harder than any job he ever had. Every morning started the same way. Small footsteps outside his door. Whispers. Then a knock. Marcus? Are you awake? Lyra's voice. Yes. Come in. The 3 children would enter. Nira always came to his bed and climbed up. She would sit next to him without speaking. Just being close. Kale would show him a new drawing. Spaceships mostly. Look what I made. Lyra would remind him of the day's schedule. Today is school day. Breakfast is in 10 minutes. Mama says don't be late. This was family. This was routine. Marcus was getting used to it. But not everything was easy. The first problem came at breakfast. Sarah made human food for Marcus. Eggs and bread. But she made it wrong. The eggs were blue. The bread was too sweet. This is how humans eat, yes? Sarah asked hopefully. Marcus looked at the blue eggs. He did not want to hurt her feelings. Yes. Thank you. This is perfect. He ate it. It tasted terrible. But he smiled. Cale watched him carefully. You don't like it. Your face says you don't like it. Marcus laughed. You caught me. But it's okay. I appreciate that your mama tried. Sarah looked embarrassed. I'm sorry. I don't know human food well. David used to cook for himself. I can cook, Marcus said. Not great. But better than blue eggs. From that day on, Marcus made breakfast. He burned things sometimes. The kitchen got messy. But the children liked it. Real human pancakes. Real human eggs. The second problem was harder. School. Lyra came home crying one day. Her face was wet with tears. Sarah was at work. Only Marcus was home. What happened? Marcus asked, worried. The other children, Lyra sobbed. They said mean things. They said I don't have a real father. They said my papa was weak for dying. They said I'm broken. Marcus felt anger rising in his chest. Hot anger. Who said this? Everyone, Lyra cried. They always say it. Every day. Marcus knelt down. He held her shoulders gently. Listen to me. You are not broken. You hear me? Not broken. But I don't have a papa anymore, Lyra said. You had a papa who loved you, Marcus said firmly. He gave you everything he could. That doesn't make you broken. That makes you loved. Lyra looked up at him. But what do I tell them? Marcus thought carefully. Tell them you have family. Tell them you have people who care. That's what matters. Not what other people think. Lyra hugged him suddenly. Marcus was surprised. But he hugged her back. Can I call you my father? Lyra whispered. At school? So they stopped being mean? Marcus's heart felt heavy. If that helps you. Yes. You can. Even though you're not really my father? Marcus pulled back and looked at her. Being a father isn't about blood. It's about showing up. And I'm here. So yes. I'm your father if you need me to be. Lyra smiled. A real smile. Okay. Thank you. The third problem came from Cale. He was quieter than his sisters. He watched everything but said little. One afternoon, Marcus found him in the garage. Cale was sitting on the floor. His toy spaceship was in pieces. Broken. What happened? Marcus asked. I dropped it, Cale said. He looked sad. Now it's ruined. Marcus sat down next to him. He picked up the pieces. Maybe we can fix it. You know how? Cale asked, surprised. I can try, Marcus said. Let's see. They worked together for an hour. Marcus found glue. He found small tools. Slowly, they put the spaceship back together. It wasn't perfect. You could see the cracks. But it held together. There, Marcus said. Good as new. Cale held the spaceship carefully. He looked at it for a long time. Then he looked at Marcus. My real papa used to fix things too, Cale said quietly. Marcus nodded. Your papa sounds like he was good at a lot of things. Do you miss having a papa? Cale asked. The question surprised Marcus. Yes. I do. Every day. Did your papa die too? No, Marcus said honestly. He left. When I was young. I don't know where he went. Cale thought about this. That's worse. My papa didn't choose to leave. Yours did. Marcus felt old pain coming back. Yes. It is worse. I'm sorry, Cale said. It's okay, Marcus replied. It was a long time ago. Is that why you understand? Cale asked. Why you know how it feels? Marcus looked at this 7-year-old boy. So small but so smart. Yes. That's exactly why. Cale moved closer. He leaned against Marcus's shoulder. I'm glad you're here. Me too, Marcus whispered. But the biggest challenge was Nira. The youngest. She barely spoke. She followed Marcus everywhere but never said much. One night, Marcus heard crying. Soft crying from the children's room. He got up and opened the door quietly. Nira was sitting up in bed. Tears on her face. Lyra and Cale were asleep. Nira? What's wrong? Marcus whispered. Bad dream, she said in her tiny voice. Marcus sat on the edge of her bed. Do you want to tell me about it? Nira shook her head. Scary. Dreams can be scary, Marcus agreed. I get them too sometimes. Really? Nira looked surprised. Big people get scared? Yes. Everyone gets scared. Nira was quiet for a moment. Then she asked, will you leave like Papa? There it was. The question Marcus knew was coming. The fear every child in this house carried. I will stay as long as I can, Marcus said carefully. I can't promise forever because I don't know the future. But I can promise today. And tomorrow. And the day after that. That's what Papa said, Nira whispered. But he left anyway. Marcus felt his chest tighten. Your Papa didn't want to leave. He fought to stay. Sometimes life is unfair. But that doesn't mean people stop loving you. Nira climbed out of bed. She came to Marcus and held up her arms. Up? Marcus picked her up. She was so light. So small. She wrapped her arms around his neck. Sing, she asked. I don't know any songs, Marcus admitted. Papa used to sing. Happy songs. I forget them now. Marcus thought hard. He remembered one song from his own childhood. Before everything went wrong. His mother used to sing it. He began to hum. Softly. The melody was old and simple. A lullaby about stars and sleep. Nira listened. Her breathing slowed. Her body relaxed. Marcus kept humming. He walked slowly around the room. Gently rocking her. After a few minutes, Nira was asleep. Marcus carefully put her back in bed. He covered her with the blanket. As he turned to leave, he heard movement. Lyra was awake. Watching. You're good at this, Lyra whispered. At what? Marcus asked quietly. Being a papa. Marcus smiled sadly. I'm just doing my best. That's all anyone can do, Lyra said wisely. Then she closed her eyes and went back to sleep. Marcus returned to his room. But he couldn't sleep. His mind was full of thoughts. These children trusted him. They were opening their hearts to him. But what if something went wrong? What if he failed them? The next morning, everything seemed normal. Breakfast. School preparation. Goodbye hugs. But then someone knocked on the door. Hard knocking. Loud. Sarah opened it. A tall alien man stood there. He was wearing expensive clothes. His face was cold and stern. Sarah, the man said. His voice was sharp. We need to talk. Marcus came to the door. The children hid behind him. Who are you? Marcus asked. The man looked at Marcus with disgust. I am Theron. Sarah's late husband's cousin. Family. What do you want? Sarah asked. Her voice was steady but Marcus could hear the fear underneath. I've heard rumors, Theron said. A human stranger living in your house. Playing father to my cousin's children. This is unacceptable. This is none of your business, Sarah replied. It is my business, Theron said coldly. Those children are family. They carry our bloodline. Our heritage. And you're letting some random human pretend to be their father? Marcus stepped forward. I'm not pretending anything. I'm helping. That's all. Theron laughed. It was not a nice laugh. Helping? A homeless beggar helping? You're using this family. Taking advantage of a widow. That's not true. Lyra shouted from behind Marcus. Theron ignored her. He looked at Sarah. I'm warning you. This won't end well. People are talking. The community is watching. You're bringing shame to our family name. Get out, Sarah said firmly. This is my house. My children. My choice. Theron's eyes became dark. We'll see about that. There are laws. Family laws. I will not let my cousin's children be raised by a worthless human. He turned and walked away. But before he left, he looked back. You have been warned. The door closed. Silence filled the house. Marcus felt cold. Something bad was coming. He could feel it. Sarah's hands were shaking. He's going to make trouble. I know him. He won't let this go. Why does he care? Marcus asked. What does he want? David's inventions, Sarah said quietly. His patents. Everything belongs to the children. Whoever controls the children controls the inheritance. That's what Theron really wants. Marcus understood now. This wasn't about family. This was about money and power. The children were scared. Mira started crying. Cale held his spaceship tight. Lyra looked angry and frightened at the same time. What do we do? Lyra asked. Marcus knelt down. He gathered all three children close. We stay together. That's what we do. Nobody is going to separate us. I promise. But inside, Marcus was terrified. How could he fight someone like Theron? A man with money and power and legal rights? Marcus was nobody. A stranger. A homeless man who showed up looking for work. Would that be enough to protect these children? That night, Marcus couldn't sleep again. He heard sounds outside. Movement in the darkness. Someone was watching the house. He looked out the window. A figure stood across the street. Just standing there. Watching. Was it Theron? Or someone working for him? Marcus closed the curtain. His heart was beating fast. The peaceful days were over. The storm was here. 2 days passed after Theron's visit. 2 days of fear. 2 days of waiting. Marcus stayed close to the house. He watched the windows. He checked the doors. Someone was always watching from across the street. Different people. Taking turns. Sarah tried to act normal for the children. But Marcus could see the worry in her golden eyes. They're gathering information, she said quietly one night. Building a case against us. A case for what? Marcus asked. To take the children away. Those words made Marcus's blood turn cold. On the third day, it happened. A woman in a gray suit came to the door. She was not alien. She was human. Professional. Cold. I am from the Family Services Department, she said. She showed identification. I need to inspect this home and interview the children. Why? Sarah asked. What is this about? A complaint has been filed, the woman said. Concerns about the welfare of the children living here. I am required to investigate. Marcus knew who filed the complaint. Theron. The woman walked through every room. She took notes. She asked questions. How long has this man been living here? She pointed at Marcus. 3 weeks, Sarah answered. What is his relationship to the children? He is their guardian. Their father figure. The woman raised an eyebrow. Father figure? But he is not legally their father. Not related by blood. Not adopted. Correct? Correct, Sarah admitted. And you allowed a stranger to live with your children after knowing him for how long? 1 day, Sarah said. Her voice was shaking now. The woman wrote more notes. I see. She interviewed each child separately. Marcus and Sarah had to wait outside. Marcus paced back and forth. His hands were in fists. This is wrong. They're trying to make us look bad. I know, Sarah said. She looked defeated. But what can we do? The law is the law. After an hour, the woman came out. The children came out too. Lyra had been crying. Cale looked angry. Nira wouldn't let go of Lyra's hand. What did you ask them? Marcus demanded. Standard questions, the woman said coldly. About their living conditions. Their treatment. Their feelings. And? Sarah asked. I will submit my report within 5 days. You will be notified of the findings. She put her papers in her briefcase. In the meantime, I recommend Mr. Chen finds alternative housing. Until this matter is resolved. No! Lyra shouted. He can't leave. The woman ignored her. She walked to the door. 5 days. Wait for our decision. She left. The door closed. Nira started crying. Cale threw his spaceship on the floor. Lyra ran to her room and slammed the door. Marcus felt helpless. Completely helpless. That night, another knock came. Harder this time. Louder. Marcus opened it. Theron stood there. But this time he was not alone. 2 large men stood behind him. Security or bodyguards maybe. I came to deliver this personally, Theron said. He handed Sarah an envelope. Legal papers. Custody petition. I am claiming guardianship of the children. You can't do this. Sarah shouted. I can and I am, Theron said calmly. Under our family law, if a widow cannot provide stable guardianship, relatives have the right to claim custody. And having a homeless human stranger playing father? That is not stable. Marcus is not a stranger. Sarah said. He is family. Theron laughed. Family? He has no legal standing. No blood relation. No adoption papers. Nothing. He is nobody. Marcus stepped forward. Get out. Now. Theron looked at Marcus with disgust. You should have stayed in whatever gutter you crawled out of. These children are worth millions. Their father's inventions, patents, properties. All of it comes to whoever has custody. So that's what this is about, Marcus said. Money. Of course it's about money, Theron said without shame. Did you think it was about love? About family? Please. I barely know these children. But they are valuable. And I will not let a worthless human take what belongs to our bloodline. The children don't belong to anyone. Marcus shouted. They're not property. According to the law, they need a proper guardian, Theron said. And you are not proper. You are nothing. He turned to Sarah. Court hearing is in 10 days. Bring your lawyer. Bring your evidence. Bring whatever you want. It won't matter. Those children will be mine. Theron walked away. His bodyguards followed. Marcus slammed the door. His whole body was shaking with rage. The children had heard everything. They were standing at the top of the stairs. Scared. Confused. Are we going to live with that man? Cale asked quietly. No, Marcus said firmly. Never. But he has the law, Lyra said. Her voice was breaking. He has money. What do we have? Marcus looked at them. 3 small faces. 3 scared children. We have each other. And that's more powerful than money. But deep inside, Marcus wasn't sure if that was true. The next morning, Sarah made calls. She found a lawyer. A good one. But expensive. I don't have enough money for a long trial, Sarah told Marcus. If this goes on for months, I will lose everything. Then we make sure it doesn't go on for months, Marcus said. We prepare. We fight. We win. How? Sarah asked. Theron is right. You have no legal standing. The court will ask why they should let a stranger be a father to these children. Marcus didn't have an answer. That afternoon, he sat with the children in the living room. He needed to be honest with them. I want to tell you something, Marcus began. What happened with Theron? What's happening now? It's serious. The children nodded. They already knew. That man wants to take you away from your mother. From me. From this home. Why? Mira asked. Her little voice was so sad. Because he wants your father's money, Marcus said. He doesn't care about you. He only cares about what you're worth. That's mean, Cale said. Yes. It is very mean, Marcus agreed. But we have to fight against it. We have to show the court that this is your real home. That we're your real family. But you're not our real father, Lyra said. Not mean. Just honest. Marcus felt that truth like a knife. You're right. I'm not your real father. Your real father was David. He was special. He was irreplaceable. He took a deep breath. But I can be something else. I can be the person who shows up every day. Who reads to you at night? Who fixes your broken toys? Who holds you when you have nightmares? Is that enough? Lyra asked. For the court? I don't know, Marcus admitted. But it's all I have to give. Lyra stood up. She walked to Marcus. She looked him in the eyes. I want to tell you something. Okay. After Papa died, I prayed every night. I prayed for someone to help Mama. Someone to help us. Someone who wouldn't leave. Her voice got quieter. I stopped praying after a year. I thought no one was listening. And then you came, Lyra continued. You came looking for work. But you gave us more than work. You gave us hope. Marcus felt tears coming. He tried to hold them back. So you are not our real father, Lyra said. But you are the answer to my prayers. And that's enough for me. She hugged him. Tight. Cale came over too. Me too. You're enough for me. Mira climbed onto Marcus's lap. She put her small hands on his face. My papa now. Mine. Marcus couldn't hold the tears anymore. They fell down his face. I won't let him take you. I promise. Even if I have to fight alone. That night, Sarah found Marcus in the garage. He was looking through old boxes. David's boxes. What are you doing? Sarah asked. Looking for anything that might help us, Marcus said. Any evidence that David wanted someone like me to take care of you. Any letters. Any documents. I already looked, Sarah said sadly. There's nothing. Marcus kept searching anyway. He opened another box. Old clothes. Old photos. Old tools. Then, at the bottom, a sealed envelope. Yellow with age. What's this? Marcus held it up. Sarah took it. She looked at the handwriting. Her hands started shaking. This is David's writing. She opened it carefully. Inside was a letter. She read it silently. Her eyes got wide. What does it say? Marcus asked. Sarah looked up. There was hope in her face. Real hope. It's a letter. To whoever takes care of us after he's gone. She handed it to Marcus. He read it carefully. To whoever finds this letter. If you are reading this, it means I am gone. It means my wife and children are alone. If you are the person helping them, thank you. If you are the person caring for them, bless you. I have one request. Love them not because you have to, but because you choose to. That is what makes a real family. Not blood. Not law. But choice. I have made arrangements to protect my children from people who might want to use them. The patents and inventions belong to my children, managed by their guardian, whoever truly loves them. Not by blood relation. Not by family name. By genuine love and sacrifice. This is my final wish. David Chen. Marcus looked at Sarah. Chen? His last name was Chen. Like mine? Sarah smiled through tears. Yes. Funny coincidence, isn't it? That you both share the same name. This letter, Marcus said. Does it have legal power? I don't know, Sarah admitted. But it's something. It's proof that David wanted someone like you. Someone who chose to stay. For the first time in days, Marcus felt a small spark of hope. We need to show this to the lawyer, Marcus said. Tomorrow. First thing. Sarah nodded. Tomorrow. But that night, Marcus heard sounds again. Outside. Closer this time. He looked out the window. 3 figures were standing in the yard. Watching the house. One of them looked up. Made eye contact with Marcus. Then pointed at him. A threat. Marcus closed the curtain fast. His heart was pounding. Theron was not just building a legal case. He was trying to scare them. To make them give up. Marcus checked all the doors. All the windows. Everything was locked. He went to the children's room. They were asleep. Peaceful. Innocent. Marcus made a promise silently. No matter what happens, I will protect you. Even if it costs me everything. But he knew the truth. The court date was coming. In 10 days, everything would be decided. 10 days to prove he was worthy. 10 days to save this family. Could he do it? Marcus didn't know. But he had to try. 10 days. That was all the time they had. Marcus woke up early every morning. He could not sleep properly. His mind was always working. Planning. Worrying. Sarah contacted their lawyer. His name was Mr. Harrison. He was an older man. Experienced. But when he heard the case, he looked concerned. This will be difficult, Mr. Harrison said honestly. Theron has family rights. He has money. He has a clean record. What do you have? We have love, Sarah said. We have a real home. We have Marcus. Mr. Harrison looked at Marcus. No offense, Mr. Chen. But the court will see you as a stranger. 3 weeks of living here does not make you a father in the eyes of the law. Then what do we do? Marcus asked. We gather evidence, Mr. Harrison said. Everything you can find. School reports. Teacher statements. Neighbor testimonies. Medical records. Anything that shows the children are happy and healthy under your care. We have this, Sarah showed him David's letter. Mr. Harrison read it carefully. He read it twice. Then he looked up. This is good. Very good. It shows David's wishes. But we need more. We need to prove that Marcus has genuinely bonded with these children. That removing him would cause harm. How do we prove that? Marcus asked. The children need to testify, Mr. Harrison said. They need to tell the court how they feel. In their own words. Marcus felt sick. They're just kids. We can't put them through that stress. I know, Mr. Harrison said gently. But it's the only way. The court needs to hear from them directly. That night, Marcus sat with the children. He needed to prepare them. But he didn't know how to start. Mr. Harrison says you might need to talk to the judge, Marcus said carefully. To tell him about our family. About how you feel. Lyra understood immediately. You mean testify? In court? Yes. I'll do it, Lyra said without hesitation. I'll tell them the truth. Me too, Cale said. I'm not scared. But Nira looked frightened. Will the bad man be there? Theron will be there, Marcus admitted. But we will all be there too. You won't be alone. Nira thought about it. Then she nodded slowly. Okay. I'll be brave. Marcus felt proud and sad at the same time. These children should not have to fight for their family. But they were willing to try. The next few days were busy. Very busy. Sarah went to the school. She talked to the teachers. They wrote letters supporting Marcus. One teacher, Mrs. Rodriguez, wrote, "Since Marcus arrived, Lyra's grades have improved. She smiles more. She participates in class. Whatever is happening at home is working." Marcus visited the neighbors. Some were kind and supportive. They wrote statements too. We see Marcus with the children every day. Playing in the yard. Walking to school. He is present and caring. That is what matters. But other neighbors were cold. They closed their doors. They did not want to get involved. Some believed Theron's lies. Why would an alien widow take in a homeless human? Something is not right. Marcus tried not to let their words hurt. But they did. One afternoon, Marcus found Cale in his room. He was writing something. His small hand moved carefully across the paper. What are you writing? Marcus asked. A letter, Cale said. For the judge. Mr. Harrison said we should write down our feelings. Can I read it? Marcus asked gently. Cale handed it over. The writing was messy. Some words were spelled wrong. But the message was clear. My name is Cale. I am 7 years old. My papa died when I was 5. I was very sad. Mama was sad too. My sisters were sad. Everything was dark. Then Marcus came. He fixed my broken spaceship. He plays with me. He listens when I talk. He doesn't replace my papa. Nobody can replace my papa. But Marcus fills the empty space. He makes the dark less dark. Please don't take him away. Please. Marcus felt his throat tighten. He couldn't speak for a moment. Is it good? Cale asked. It's perfect, Marcus whispered. You're a very smart boy. Cale smiled. Will it help? Yes. I think it will help a lot. Lyra wrote a letter too. Hers was longer. More detailed. She wrote about her nightmares and how Marcus helped. She wrote about the bullies at school and how Marcus taught her to be strong. She wrote about feeling safe again. Even Nira drew a picture. It showed 5 stick figures holding hands. Sarah. Marcus. Lyra. Cale. Nira. One family. At the bottom, in wobbly letters, she wrote, My family. Don't break it. Marcus collected all the letters. All the pictures. All the evidence. It was a lot. But would it be enough? 5 days before the court date, something happened. Something Marcus did not expect. He received a message on his old phone. A message from someone he had not heard from in 10 years. His sister. Marcus. I heard you're in court next week. I saw the news. The alien widow case. That's you, isn't it? I want to help. Please call me. Marcus stared at the message. His sister, Emma. The last time he saw her was at their mother's funeral. They fought that day. She blamed him for not being there enough. He blamed her for not understanding his struggles. They had not spoken since. But now she wanted to help. Marcus called the number. His hand was shaking. Marcus? Emma's voice. Older now. But still familiar. Emma. It's me. I can't believe it's really you, she said. She sounded like she was crying. I've been looking for you for years. But you disappeared. I had problems, Marcus said. Bad problems. I didn't want you to see me like that. You're my brother, Emma said. I should have been there for you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. They talked for an hour. Emma lived 3 cities away. She was married now. Had 2 kids of her own. She saw a news article about Theron's custody case. Marcus's name was mentioned. She knew it was him. Let me testify, Emma said. Let me tell the court about you. About the man you really are. I was homeless, Marcus said. I was broken. What good things can you say? You took care of me when we were kids, Emma said. When Dad left and Mom was working 3 jobs, you raised me. You were 15 and you became my father. You cooked for me. You helped with homework. You protected me from everything. You were a child being a parent. Emma's voice broke. You know how to be a father, Marcus. You've been doing it your whole life. You just forgot because life was cruel to you. But those children are reminding you. And I want to help you remember. Marcus felt tears falling. Thank you. Thank you, Emma. I'll be there, she promised. At the court. I'll tell them everything. That night, Marcus told Sarah about Emma. About his past. About why he understood these children so well. You were abandoned too, Sarah said. By your father. Just like them. Yes, Marcus admitted. And I know what it feels like. The confusion. The pain. The questions that never get answered. I don't want them to feel that way ever again. Sarah took his hand. You are a good man, Marcus Chen. David would have liked you. I think he sent you to us. I don't believe in that stuff, Marcus said. Maybe you should start, Sarah smiled. 3 days before court, Mr. Harrison called a meeting. He reviewed everything. All the evidence. All the letters. All the testimonies. This is strong, he said. Stronger than I expected. But I need to be honest. Theron has something we don't. What? Sarah asked. The law, Mr. Harrison said. Family law favors blood relatives. Especially in alien culture cases. Theron is family. Marcus is not. That is a fact the judge cannot ignore. So we're going to lose? Marcus asked. His heart was sinking. Not necessarily, Mr. Harrison said. We have David's letter. That is our strongest weapon. It shows David wanted someone who chose love over duty. Someone like you. If we can convince the judge that David's wishes matter more than blood relation, we have a chance. A chance, Marcus repeated. Not a certainty. Nothing in law is certain, Mr. Harrison said. But we fight with what we have. And what we have is powerful. Real love. Real family. Real sacrifice. The night before court, Marcus could not sleep at all. He walked around the house. Checking on everything. Making sure everything was perfect. He went to the children's room. They were all asleep. Mira was holding her favorite stuffed animal. Kale was hugging his spaceship. Lyra had a book on her nightstand. 3 innocent lives. Depending on him. Trusting him. Marcus whispered into the darkness. I won't let you down. I promise. No matter what happens tomorrow, I fought for you with everything I had. He heard a sound behind him. Sarah was standing in the doorway. You should sleep, she said quietly. I can't, Marcus admitted. What if we lose? What if they take them away? Sarah walked to him. She put her hand on his shoulder. Then we fight again. And again. And again. Until we win. That's what families do. I'm scared, Marcus said. The first time he admitted it out loud. Me too, Sarah said. But we're scared together. That makes us stronger. They stood there in silence, watching the children sleep. 2 adults protecting 3 small lives. That's all they were. But maybe that was enough. Morning came too fast. The sun rose. The court day arrived. The courtroom was cold. Very cold. Marcus could feel it in his bones. The judge sat high above everyone. Her name was Judge Kira. She looked serious. Her golden eyes moved across the room, taking in everything. We are here today for a custody hearing, Judge Kira began. Mr. Theron is petitioning for guardianship of 3 minor children, currently under the care of their mother, Sarah, and Mr. Marcus Chen. Theron's lawyer stood up first. He was tall. Expensive suit. Smooth voice. Your Honor, this case is simple. My client is family. Blood family. The children's father was his cousin. By law and tradition, family has the right to claim guardianship when proper care is not being provided. And what evidence do you have that proper care is not being provided? Judge Kira asked. The mother allowed a complete stranger into her home after knowing him for 1 day. This man, Marcus Chen, has no job. No home of his own. No relationship to these children. He is a homeless drifter who saw an opportunity and took it. Marcus felt anger rising. But Mr. Harrison touched his arm. Stay calm. Furthermore, Theron's lawyer continued, the children are half alien. They need connection to their heritage. Their culture. Their people. A human cannot provide that. My client can. Theron sat there nodding. Looking righteous. Like he actually cared. Does your client have a relationship with these children? Judge Kira asked. He is their family, Your Honor. That is the relationship. Has he spent time with them? Does he know them personally? Theron's lawyer hesitated. He has been distant, due to geographic reasons. But he is willing to provide them with everything they need. Education. Resources. Stability. Judge Kira made notes. I see. And what does he plan to do with the children's inheritance? The patents and properties left by their father? He will manage them responsibly. For the children's benefit. Of course, Judge Kira said. Her voice was neutral, but Marcus heard the doubt. Theron's lawyer called his first witness. A social worker who had never met the family before but had read the complaint report. Based on the investigation, I found concerns, the social worker said. A stranger living with children after 1 day is highly irregular. It raises questions about judgment and safety. Mr. Harrison stood up for cross-examination. Did you observe any signs of abuse? Neglect? Harm? No, the social worker admitted. Did the children appear unhappy? Scared? Unsafe? No. They appeared content. Content, Mr. Harrison repeated. So your concern is not based on actual harm, but on unconventional circumstances? Well, yes. No further questions. Theron's lawyer called another witness. A neighbor who barely knew the family. I see that human man with those alien children. It looks strange. Unnatural. People talk. People worry. Mr. Harrison asked, have you ever spoken to Mr. Chen? No. Have you ever seen him mistreat the children? No, but... Have you ever spent time with this family? Observed them directly? No. So your testimony is based on gossip and assumption. Nothing more. I suppose. The morning went like this. Theron's side presented suspicion and judgment. But no real evidence of harm. Then it was their turn. Mr. Harrison stood. Your Honor, we would like to present David Chen's final letter. Marcus wore the only suit he owned. It was old and didn't fit well. But it was clean. The children wore their best clothes. Lyra held Cale's hand. Cale held Nira's hand. They looked brave. But Marcus could see the fear in their eyes. Remember, Marcus said as they walked to the car. No matter what happens in there, we are family. Nobody can change that. Not a judge. Not Theron. Not anyone. Promise? Nira asked. Promise, Marcus said. They drove to the courthouse. It was a big building. Cold and intimidating. People in suits walked in and out. Official. Important. Busy. Marcus felt small. Out of place. Like he didn't belong. But then he felt a small hand slip into his. Nira looked up at him. It's okay. I'm here. Marcus smiled. A 4-year-old child was comforting him. Giving him strength. They walked inside together. Sarah. Marcus. 3 children. Emma was already there, waiting. She hugged Marcus tight. You've got this, Emma whispered. I believe in you. Mr. Harrison met them in the hallway. They're ready for us. Theron is already inside. Are you ready? Marcus looked at his family. His chosen family. Yes. We're ready. They walked into the courtroom. Theron was sitting on the other side. His expensive lawyers surrounded him. He looked confident. Smug. The judge entered. An older alien woman with kind eyes. Please be seated. Let us begin. The battle for this family was starting. Right now. In this room. Marcus held Nira's hand tight. Whatever happened next would change their lives forever. He handed the document to the judge. She read it carefully. Very carefully. The courtroom was silent. This letter, Judge Kira said, indicates the deceased father wanted his children raised by someone who chose love over duty. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Harrison said. David Chen knew that after his death, people might try to use his children for financial gain. He wanted to protect them. He wanted someone genuine. And you claim Mr. Marcus Chen is that person? We do. And we have evidence to prove it. Mr. Harrison called the school teacher, Mrs. Rodriguez. She was nervous but honest. I've been teaching Lyra for 3 years, Mrs. Rodriguez said. After her father died, she changed. She became quiet. Withdrawn. Her grades dropped. She had no friends. And recently? Mr. Harrison asked. Recently, she's transformed. She smiles again. She participates. She even joined the school play. When I asked what changed, she said, Marcus came. Marcus being Mr. Chen? Yes. She talks about him often. How he helps with homework. How he listens to her problems. How he makes her feel safe. Theron's lawyer tried to discredit her. Isn't it possible the child is simply adjusting naturally? Time heals all wounds, they say. Mrs. Rodriguez shook her head firmly. I'm a teacher of 20 years. I know the difference between time healing and someone actively helping. This man is actively helping. Next came Marcus's sister, Emma. She was crying before she even spoke. Marcus is my brother, Emma said. Growing up, we had nothing. Our father left. Our mother worked constantly. Marcus raised me. He was 15 years old and he became my father. Tell us more, Mr. Harrison encouraged. He cooked for me. Bad food, but he tried. He walked me to school every day. He fought off bullies. He helped with homework even though he barely understood it himself. He gave up his childhood so I could have one. Emma looked at Marcus. He knows how to be a father because he's been doing it since he was a child himself. Life broke him for a while. But these children are putting him back together. Just like he's putting them back together. Even Theron's lawyer had no questions for Emma. Her testimony was too powerful. Then came the hardest part. The children's testimony. Judge Kira looked at them gently. I know this is scary. But I need to hear from you. In your own words. Do you understand? All three children nodded. Lyra went first. She was shaking but her voice was steady. My papa died 2 years ago, Lyra said. I loved him so much. When he died, I thought I would never be happy again. She looked at Marcus. Then Marcus came. At first, I didn't trust him. Why would I? Everyone leaves eventually. But he didn't leave. He stayed. Every single day. What does Marcus do for you? Judge Kira asked kindly. Everything, Lyra said. He makes breakfast even though he burns it sometimes. He helps with homework even when he doesn't know the answers. He sits with me when I have nightmares. He doesn't tell me to stop crying. He just holds me until I feel better. Tears were falling down her face. Marcus is not my papa. Nobody can replace my papa. But Marcus is something else. Something just as important. He's the person who showed up when we needed someone most. Theron's lawyer asked, don't you think you would be better with family? With someone who shares your blood and culture? Lyra looked at Theron. That man is not family. He never visited us. He never called. He didn't come to Papa's funeral. He only came when he wanted something. That's not family. The courtroom was silent. Kale went next. He held his spaceship tight. My name is Kale. I'm 7. Marcus fixed my spaceship when it broke. He also fixed other things. Things inside me that were broken too. What things? Judge Kira asked softly. I was angry all the time, Kale said. Angry that Papa died. Angry that life wasn't fair. I broke things. I yelled at Mama. I was bad. And now? Now Marcus teaches me to fix things instead of breaking them. He says being angry is okay. But what we do with the anger matters. So we build stuff together. Robots and planes and cars. When I'm building, I'm not angry anymore. Kale looked at the judge. If you take Marcus away, I'll break again. Please don't make me break again. Even the judge's eyes were watery now. Finally, Nira. The smallest one. She was so scared. Her little legs barely reached the floor from the witness chair. Hello, Nira, Judge Kira said very gently. You don't have to say much. Just tell me one thing. How do you feel about Marcus? Nira was quiet for a long moment. Everyone waited. Then she whispered, he's my papa now. Your papa? Judge Kira repeated. Yes. Not my old papa. My old papa is in the stars. But my now papa. My everyday papa. My fix my lunch papa. My read stories papa. My hold me papa. She looked at Marcus with those big eyes. I love him. Please don't take him. The courtroom was completely silent. Even Theron looked uncomfortable. Judge Kira took a break. We will reconvene in 1 hour for final statements. During the break, Marcus couldn't eat. Couldn't drink. His stomach was in knots. Emma hugged him. You did everything you could. What if it's not enough? Marcus asked. It is enough, Sarah said firmly. Those children spoke from their hearts. The judge heard them. She saw the truth. 1 hour later, they returned to the courtroom. Theron's lawyer gave his closing statement. Blood matters. Heritage matters. Tradition matters. These children belong with their own people. Not with a stranger who happened to knock on the door. Then Mr. Harrison stood. Your Honor, family is not about blood. It's about who shows up. Who stays. Who sacrifices. Marcus Chin had nothing when he came to that house. He came looking for work. But he found something more important. A purpose. 3 children who needed him just as much as he needed them. Mr. Harrison held up the letters the children wrote. This is evidence. Real evidence. Not of money or status or blood. But of love. Of connection. Of genuine family bonds that were formed not by accident of birth, but by choice. He looked at Theron. That man says he wants what's best for these children. But what he really wants is control of their inheritance. If he truly cared, where was he for the last 2 years? Where was he when these children were crying for their father? Where was he when Sarah struggled alone? Mr. Harrison turned to the judge. Marcus Chin was there. A stranger became family because he chose love over convenience. And these children chose him back. That is what matters. That is what family truly means. He sat down. Judge Kira looked at everyone. Her face was unreadable. I will now make my decision, she said. The room held its breath. I have reviewed all evidence. I have heard all testimonies. I have considered the law and tradition and the welfare of these children. She looked at Theron. Mr. Theron, you are indeed family by blood. But family means more than shared DNA. Family means presence. It means sacrifice. It means putting children's needs above your own desires. You have failed to demonstrate any genuine relationship with these children. You could not answer basic questions about their lives. Your motivation appears to be financial, not emotional. Theron's face turned red with anger. Judge Kira looked at Marcus. Mr. Chen, you came into this family in an unconventional way. The circumstances are highly irregular. By traditional standards, you have no claim to these children. Marcus felt his hope dying. However, Judge Kira continued, the law exists to protect children. To ensure their welfare and happiness. And these children are clearly thriving under your care. She held up David's letter. Furthermore, the deceased father's wishes are clear. He wanted his children raised by someone who chose love over duty. You have demonstrated that every single day. Judge Kira's voice became firm. Therefore, I am denying Mr. Theron's petition for guardianship. Custody remains with Sarah, with Marcus Chin recognized as legal co-guardian and parental figure. The courtroom erupted. Lyra screamed with joy. Kel jumped up. Mira started crying happy tears. Marcus couldn't move. He couldn't breathe. Did they win? Did they actually win? Theron stood up angrily. This is outrageous. I will appeal. You may appeal, Judge Kira said calmly. But I warn you, any further attempts to disrupt this family's peace will be viewed as harassment. This case is closed. She banged her gavel. It was over. They won. Marcus fell to his knees. The children ran to him. All 3 of them crashed into him. Hugging. Crying. Laughing. Sarah joined them. Emma joined them. Mr. Harrison was wiping his eyes. They were a family. Legally. Officially. Forever. Theron stormed out. His lawyers followed. He was defeated. And everyone knew it. 6 months later. The house was different now. Warmer. Fuller. Alive. Marcus found a job at a local repair shop. He was good with his hands. The owner liked him. It wasn't much money, but it was honest work. Lyra made honor roll at school. She had friends now. She smiled constantly. Kale built a robot that actually worked. It could move and make sounds. He was so proud. Marcus was prouder. Mira talked non-stop now. She told stories about everything. School. Friends. Dreams. Life. One evening, Marcus was in the garden. The purple flowers were blooming. He was planting new ones. Sarah came out and sat next to him. "Thank you." "For what?" Marcus asked. "For staying. For fighting. For being exactly what we needed." Marcus smiled. "I should be thanking you. You gave me a reason to live again. You gave me a family." "We gave each other a family," Sarah corrected. They sat in comfortable silence. The children were inside doing homework. Their voices drifted through the window. Happy voices. Safe voices. "Do you ever think about that day?" Sarah asked. "When you first knocked on our door?" "Every day," Marcus admitted. "I was so desperate. So lost. I just wanted work. Any work. And instead you found us. Instead I found everything." Lyra called from inside. "Marcus. Can you help me with math?" "Coming." Marcus called back. He stood up. Brushed dirt from his hands. Started walking to the house. Then he stopped and turned back. "Sarah?" "Yes?" "Do you think David would approve?" "Of me? Of this?" Sarah smiled. Tears in her golden eyes. "I think David sent you to us. I think he's been watching. And I think he's very, very happy." Marcus nodded. He believed that too. He walked inside. Lyra was at the table with her math book. Kale was drawing robots. Mira was coloring. "Okay," Marcus said, sitting down. "Let's figure out this math problem together." "You're not good at math," Lyra teased. "Nope," Marcus agreed. "But we'll figure it out anyway. That's what families do." Later that night, Marcus tucked each child into bed. Same routine. Every night. "Story?" Mira asked. "Always," Marcus said. He read them a story about a lost star that found its way home. When he finished, all three were almost asleep. "Marcus?" Lyra whispered. "Yes?" "I'm glad you knocked on our door that day." "Me too," Marcus said. "Me three," Kale mumbled sleepily. Mira just hugged her stuffed animal and smiled. Marcus turned off the light. He stood in the doorway for a moment. Watching them sleep. These three small lives that changed everything. He remembered being homeless. Hungry. Hopeless. Thinking his life was over. He came to this house looking for work. Just simple work. A chance to survive one more day. Instead, he found 3 children who needed a father. And a widow who needed help. And a purpose bigger than himself. He came looking for a job. He found a family. Not a perfect family. Not a traditional family. But a real family. Built on choice. On sacrifice. On love that was earned every single day. Marcus closed the door softly. He walked to his room. His permanent room. His home. He lay in bed and looked at the ceiling. Tomorrow would come. There would be challenges. Bills to pay. Problems to solve. Life to live. But he wouldn't face it alone anymore. He had Sarah. He had Lyra. He had Kale. He had Nira. He had Emma back in his life. He had everything. A man who had nothing became a father to 3 children who needed everything. And together, they became whole. Epilogue. 5 years later, Lyra graduated top of her class. She gave a speech. She thanked her mother. She thanked her late father. And she thanked Marcus. The man who taught me that family is not about blood. It's about who stays. Kale won a robotics competition. His invention was featured in the news. When reporters asked who inspired him, he said, "My dad. Marcus. He taught me that broken things can be fixed. Including people." Nira became an artist. Her paintings were displayed in school. Every single one included 5 figures holding hands. Her family. Marcus and Sarah never married. They didn't need to. They were partners. Co-parents. Best friends. That was enough. And sometimes, on quiet nights, Marcus would look at the stars. And he would whisper, "Thank you, David. For trusting me with your family. I promise I'll take care of them. Always." The stars would twinkle back. And Marcus liked to believe that was David saying, "I know you will."